The American flag, a symbol of our nation's pride and unity. It's visible no matter where you go, sporting events, in the media, and at times on the backs of people's trucks. We here at Pentucket see the flag anytime we walk into a classroom. But why is that? Is it a requirement to have the American flag hung in each and every class? Or has it just become a tradition?
So, is it requirement for Pentucket Regional High School to hang a flag in every classroom?
Yes, it is a requirement.
Going on to the official legal website of Massachusetts, I discovered that there is indeed a law that requires all public schools to have a flag displayed in each classroom in each such schoolhouse. Failure for a period of 5 consecutive days by the principal or teacher in charge of a school, equipped as aforesaid to display the flag as above required, or failure for a period of 2 consecutive weeks by a teacher to salute the flag and recite said pledge as aforesaid, or to cause the pupils under his charge so to do so, shall be punished for every such period by a fine of not more than $5.
So, how do you feel about the American flag being hung in every classroom?
Well, me personally, I don't really mind that it's in every classroom. It just kind of seems a little bit odd that we find it such a necessity to kind of have this symbol of like patriotism in every single classroom. Because before, when we were separated into all different kinds of countries, it was kind of necessary to give motivation for starting wars. But then, now that we kind of have to focus on creating a unity between the world, it's kind of creating subsections. So we're kind of seeing it as us versus them, whereas we should be seeing it us versus the problems that plague the world.
So, did you know that it's actually a requirement by Massachusetts that we have to have a flag hung in every public classroom at least?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. That, like, a requirement, that seems like a law that was passed a while back, which is totally outdated by this point.
The flag belongs in every classroom because, we have a great nation. But I think a lot of people. So in the classrooms, I think it's fine. This is America. This is our country, for better or worse right now, and it should be here. I just don't like to see it stuck everywhere on the back of people's trucks, for example. Yeah, I do think the flag belongs in every classroom, but I think we have to be reminded of what it represents, what people have died for, to protect it, and I think we're missing a lot of that right now.
And something else to consider when discussing the American flag is, of course, the Pledge of Allegiance. Each day, as we all know at Pentucket, during the morning announcements, we stand up and face the flag in order to say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I noticed that also here at the school, I was reading up some of the laws, and it said that we should have each teacher lead it, but instead here at Pentucket, we have the announcers say it in the morning. So is that just a preference, or are we allowed to do that legally, or?
Yeah, I see it as a preference that we're allowed to kind of decide how we want to do that. I mean, for me, I feel like the obligation is for us to lead the school in that each day. And, we've kind of always done it as a part of the morning announcements and have the student who's doing it lead the school in the pledge.
So how do you feel about Pentucket Regional High School saying the Pledge of Allegiance every single morning?
I feel mixed about it, and I think there's a lot of reasons to feel mixed about it. I like that we do something that has community and unity, and it kind of takes a moment for centering. I'm not entirely sure if I like that it's the pledge and that it's a state law and that you could be fined as a teacher for not doing it. So I think that's a hesitation for me. I'm also a little hesitant about the words under God. So regardless of my own religious faith, that it's required of people to say it and teachers to lead it, and students to be there when we have separation of church and state, I think at least is a question that we should consider. Also makes me kind of wonder, are we doing it for the right reasons? And my other question has to do with liberty and justice for all. I think that's an incredible sentiment, and I really believe in it strongly, and I think the United States is at least working towards that. But I think we don't really have that right now. But I also know there's people that think the pledge and the flag are unbelievably powerful, more than symbols. And I was recently at Nichols Village for a veteran assembly, and when those veterans stood up to say the pledge, I mean, I was getting teary, because for them it was just so important. So while I think it can be really beautiful, I think it also has some problematic parts to it as well.